There's a lot in a meal, and meal planning in the new year done simply and making it intentional, helping you focus on your health and spending less time in the kitchen. Joining me now is Carey Cohill, cook and also book author and just genius as we're sitting here talking. I'm loving your ideas and your thoughts. You know, as we walk into this new year, so many of us have goals, and we don't always say, okay, if we eat this, maybe that might help us reach the goal nutritionally and even mentally.
So one of the things with all the clients I have ever worked with, that the ingredient that's missing in the kitchen is fun. And what I have seen time and time again is if you can have fun in the kitchen and make it easy, you will be successful. You won't have to worry about always setting these new resolutions or goals because you've actually become a pro. You have mastered the kitchen. And I wanted to bring that today.
Let me ask you though, real quick, because you have a lot of vegetables here, and I have some people who would look at this table and say, this is not fun. I need sugar, I need processed foods.
Well, and you know what? A key word I forgot was delicious. So everything that I've ever taught, it has to be delicious, it has to be easy, and it has to be approachable, meaning you have to be able to find it in the grocery store. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna go to 10 different stores to find one ingredient.
Pretty much everything you have here can be shopped on that outside aisle, you know, which is where we should stay.
Or if you're like me, I love Instacart. If you really want to save time, so all of these, actually shout out to my friends at Instacart and all my drivers that always come. This was all shopped by them. And all of these dishes, what I love too, could be made plant-based, they could be made vegan, but or you can throw in easily chicken, meatballs, but I intentionally left it because I wanted to highlight some cards here today from two of my favorite female business owners.
Okay, and break that down. It's called the Food Healing Oracle Deck, which I love the idea because we know that foods give us energy, but the thought behind this is that certain foods actually can motivate you to reach certain goals.
Yeah, so think about if you've ever heard of intentional eating, right? So imagine that there's something in life like you're really wanting to take action on, right? I was just reading that before we went live, and making this delicious tomato sauce that is in all of my cookbooks because it's inspired by my grandma's, and actually but eating it and thinking about that action you want to take, really not intentionally just eating, but intentionally dreaming about all those things that you're wanting to do versus kind of just eating and not thinking at all. So these cards, I actually want you to pick one. Okay, let's think about a question real quick. So maybe what's something that your body needs, or what is something that you'd like to focus on? Whatever question feels right to you, just hold that across your heart and tell me when to stop.
Okay, stop.
What did you pick?
All right. Cilantro. Confusion.
So what is
that's so strange. I'm getting chills.
I got chills too. So what's so great about this, and this is actually created by amazing Lainey and Joanna Salerno right here in Florida. And I'm not a certified reader, but all I can tell you, sometimes when you're confused on something, that is such a good time to pause and be with it, or to release the confusion. Why not throw some cilantro? Maybe have tacos tonight. It is Taco Tuesday.
Wow. And is that true though, that the food, they did the research, and the certain foods are tied to some of these different
so they intuitively allowed themselves to like read these cards. They have this whole beautiful process. You have to check them out, you guys. If you love anything with like energy work and tarot cards, you have to check them out. And
we'll have to talk. This is interesting. All right, I'm sorry, let's cook too,
so
because I want to talk about some of the different things that you're using to really tie these together.
So when I thought about this segment yesterday, I was like, gosh, what does everybody want to hear? And we're in this time of health and wealth with the new year. So I kind of actually sat with the cards and I just asked, and here's what was pulled. So this is, when it comes to meal planning, I always love to start with a great sauce. And today was tomatoes. So you're gonna see tomatoes, basil, garlic, and then vitality. And this is, I don't know if you want to give a little taste to this sauce. It's so good. And while you're tasting it, one of my tricks that I always teach my clients is get a good pan. Is that not so good?
That's delicious.
And now think about, while you're eating it, what is some action I'm wanting to take that maybe I've been either avoiding or that I just really want to make bigger in the new year? But get yourself a great pot that you can start doing one pot meals in.
Right.
You'll save so much time and money. And before we jump to the next one here, I just wanted to point this out, that water is so key. If you make one change in the new year, and water actually stands for purification. So think of how good a shower feels in the morning. This is your internal shower, right? And if you could start drinking half of your weight in ounces, and drink it with a straw. There's a reason all those fast food companies use straws, because you drink more.
Yeah. Okay.
So I highly recommend getting a 32-ounce cup and a straw. And then my next tip for easy meal planning, once again, I just pick cards, connection, empowerment, and comfort, is roast a huge sheet tray of veggies. I actually did 2 large ones, and you'll notice here, I don't have them spaced together. And instead of using a ton of olive oil on your veggies, because first of all, olive oil is not meant to be cooked at a super high temperature, use a little bit of mustard. Toss your veggies in it and then season it, because then the seasoning will stick. You'll get the extra flavor, but no calories.
So are you adding a little olive oil that you're spraying?
So
or are you not at all?
you could add this little bit of olive oil at the end when it comes out. See how
you don't have to cook it in the
no,
oil. That's interesting.
kind of the big, people think that they have to roast in oil, but you don't. So not only will you save the calories, but good olive oils are expensive.
We're out of time.
What?
I mean,
Oh my gosh.
You are just a wealth of information. So, and I see Vic coming over to get a little taste. Let's
At
give him
least,
a spoon.
yes.
Yes. So how can we get in touch with you? Just if people
So
want to know more.
definitely find CareyCohill.com.
Okay.
I'm on every social media channel. I have cookbooks everywhere.
From the Italian.
Yes.
They needed an Italian in this.
And and make sure you check out some of these fun products. I brought different alternatives for pastas.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much
All
for
right,
having me.
good
And
stuff.
Happy New Year.
I love it.
I
All right,
love
it's
it
definitely
all.
something to think on. I mean, this
Yeah.
is it's different thinking, but we need to be open to maybe some different things in 2023.